Well, hello YouTubers, this is my 2000 Ford Taurus. I've done a lot of work to it. I've done a lot of work to the engine, and my last video from last night, you probably saw where I had put me a new water bottle in there, and I got antifreeze in there tonight, and now you can see, I can actually see the water level now. The other one was pretty crappy, and look in here real quick, and now you can actually see the antifreeze and keep an eye on it. So, that was I was kind of happy to get that done. But the other issue I've been having is the brakes on it. I go slow down to about 20 miles an hour. You just kind of lightly tap the brakes, and the car will sort of pulsate, and you can kind of feel it in the pedal. So I bought some brand new rotors. We're going to stick new rotors on tonight. I know it's kind of another boring video, but I went to Pittsburgh today, which is about 150 miles, about 300 miles round trip. I must have saw about 50 of these cars on the road. There's still a lot of these Tauruses on the road, so I think it might be worthy to make a video and put some brand new brake rotors on the front. So I figure maybe somebody might want to know how to do it. So let's get to it here. Now here are my new ones that just came in the mail today. I got these in 2 days, and I paid for both of these. I think I only paid, I don't know, might have been $42 free shipping. I could have taken the old ones off the car and just went somewhere and had them turned, but where I live, nobody does it anymore, and it's getting to a point anymore. It's cheaper just to go out and buy new parts and have the old parts fixed, especially with rotors. So that's why I ended up buying them. And they're pretty heavy. Get them out of here. There's one. And by the way, these are 16-inch rotors on this car. The tire size is 205 16. And these are really nice. These are designed, they have the cross hatch markings all the way around. It'll make the car stop a lot easier and smoother. There's that one. Here, look at the other one. So, take it apart there. Pretty nice, huh? So, I figured we'd go ahead and make a video. I wasn't going to make the video, but I thought, well, what the heck, I might as well, because somebody might get enthused by watching me do this and find out how simple it is. So let's get to it. The first thing we have to do, obviously, for safety is go ahead and block your rear wheels so they don't go anywhere, so you don't end up on the news at night. You don't want your vehicle to run over you. And then get your wheel up in the air somehow. For me, my vehicle is on ramps on the front, so it makes it a little harder for me to get that wheel up. So I just get a bunch of blocks of wood and put my jack on it and lift it right up in the air. And if you have a center cap, take it off. A lot of cars now have center caps in order to get into your lug nuts. And now we'll start taking off some lug nuts. And now we'll take our last nut off. This will give us excess into the rotor now. Now I went inside and turned the wheel where I can have access into this bolt there. And this one here, we'll have to eventually take those out. And now I think you could see me take these bolts out. These are little 12mm bolts. And they're not in there very far. Make sure you get a nice clean grip on them. And I'm actually using the wrong kind of socket. I should have a 5-point, but I don't know where my 5-point 12mm is. That's the way it is most of the time. Can't find your tools when you need them. Alright, so we got that one out. Now we'll take the bottom one out. Must have put these on there just a little tight. Tighter than I thought I did. And there's that one. See, they're not very long, so you got to be careful when you put them in so you don't strip them. And now we're going to pull this out. And there's that. And there's the caliper. Let me kind of pan back here a little bit. You can see that. And you can see I'll take my bungee cord and just kind of wrap that up there like that. And now, there are the brake pads, and you can kind of see how they're set on there. They're just kind of lay it sitting there, and you got these neat little anti-rattle clips there, and you can see I got brand new pads. Basically, they're not that old, so we'll take these off. There's the back one. Now the only other thing we have to do, there are 2 bolts in the back. Right here, we have to take this one off and this one. And I do believe that is either a 14 or a 15, and that is a 14, so correct me here, it is going to be a 15 mil. And now I'll go get my little breaker bar, and we'll break those loose. And I'll move the camera back where you can kind of see it there a little bit. And I use a pipe. I have a breaker bar, I'm just too lazy to go get it. So now we're going to have to break this, so we'll have to stand up. Put a little persuasion on it. There it comes. And now we'll do the same thing to the top one. And out it comes. I'm going to grab my little can of spray a little oil on it so it'll come out a little easier. Alright. Bottom one's out. This is about out. This bracket here is the only thing that holds that rotor on there where you can get it off. Take this off. Probably one of the easiest jobs you'll do on a vehicle. And there's the other bolt. It's a pretty big bolt. And now we'll just simply take this off. Like I said, this is just a bracket, that's all it is. And now we're able to take off our rotor. And there's our rotor. It's already loose. Sometimes you may have to take a hammer and kind of hit here to break this loose. Mine's been loose, but before take it off, if you look closely there, you can kind of see the grooves. You can see where it's been wearing unevenly. This is why when I would hit my brake, I could feel the car kind of pulsating. And I think both rotors were pretty bad on the front. So I couldn't really figure out which one was bad versus the other. So when you do this job, your head just replace both rotors on the front. And I'll take the new one. I'm going to kind of match it up. Make sure it looks good. Same size all the way around. And same thickness. Now I think this is a go. So we'll take that off. Pull this one off. There's the back side. Yeah, it's in pretty bad shape. Look at all those spots. Wow. No wonder the car was shaking. Alright, so we'll put that off the side. And one other thing, while you're under there, check your bearing. You know, move it around. Make sure there's no play in it. So you don't have to worry about that later. Now all we do is simply just start putting it back together, but then we'll get a rag and kind of clean all this off real quick. And actually I got one right here. I know you're bored. You figure, well, might as well watch him do this. Okay, I'm going to put our new rotor on. And ta-da! How nice is that? She looks good. I bet she's going to stop a lot better. So all we got to do now is do the reverse order. And now we'll start our bolts, or a bracket there. That's like that. And I may have to stick my big fat head in the camera view. Hopefully not. There we go. And that one is started. Now we will simply just start tightening everything up. So I'll go ahead and tighten these up. I don't want to bore you. Okay. We got that tight on both bolts are nice and tight now. And I'll tell you, it's if you can do this kind of work, you will save yourself a lot of money. I know a lot of people are still crunching, right now. They're every dollar they got. So if you can do this, it does save a lot of money. So hopefully this video will help some of you out that is just trying to get by. And if you can do a lot of your own mechanical work, it saves a lot of time and especially money nowadays. And now we'll go ahead and stick our pads back on. I like these pads. These are a lot easier. The Chrysler pads, some of those are real fickle to get in there. Well, there's that. It's kind of nice. All of a sudden, I think you can see that in the camera view pretty good. Okay. Now I'll grab our caliper and simply slide it back on. Now when you slide it in, just make sure you push it on these guys right here where my finger is. These little floating pins on the top. Up here, well, let me back the camera up here. These little floating pins right there, you see they move back and forth. And there's one on the bottom. Kind of push it all the way in before you start your bolts on your caliper. And just kind of push it on the caliper a little bit until kind of get it centered. And there it is. Now you see I got a pin sticking out right here. That should not be sticking out like that. I need to take this caliper back out and put that pin on the inside, because those pins on the pads keep it from rattling around. So that's my mistake. You pull this back out real quick. Okay, now I've got them in. Those little pins that I was just talking about, they're spring loaded, so it'll have a tendency to push your caliper back out, so you got to kind of push in on it. And once you do that, you get your little bolts on the top started. Just kind of take your time out there. And start them with your fingers, never start them with the socket, because you will strip these, cross-thread them, and you will be crying the rest of the day, because you'll have to go out and get these floating pins. And you can see how easy that started for me. And my friend, all I have to do is tighten these two up, put the wheel on, and we got brand new rotors. How about that? So let me go ahead and tighten that up. Alright. Oh, okay, these two are tight. Alright, there's our finished product. How's it look? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? If you look closely, you can see the cut marks, how they do it one angle, then they do it a separate angle, and it's kind of an X all the way around. And it improves stopping and lets your pads wear a lot longer. So we're halfway done, so I'm going to go ahead and put the tire on this side, and we'll go there and hit the other side real quick and get a look at it. Alrighty, I'll tighten this one up. Okay, all 5 of those are tight. And we're going to stick our little center cap on. And now we're off to the other side. Alright, now I'm on the passenger side, and I was taking the light there, and if I shine it a certain way, I can see where the pad has been skipping a little bit. So this rotor on this side is definitely warped too, but it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't take much, like I said, for these rotors to come out of alignment and really shake your car to pieces when you come to a stop. So now we're off to changing this one. Go ahead and take these off. I've already loosened some of these up just to make the video a little faster. And we'll take the bottom one off. So we get this one off, and there's that bolt there. These threads look just fine. By the way, these are metric threads, so you got to be very careful when you put these back in. A little closer look there at the camera. You can see how fine those threads are, so be careful with these. Now we'll pop this off. We'll slide this up here on the top of the strut. Leave it sitting up there. I'll pop these off. And there's those pins. And like I said earlier, these guys here, they're designed to push down like that and keep that rotor, keep the brake pad from rattling around when you hit bumps. That's what those are for. Take this out of the back, and you can see my pads are like brand new yet. Lots of padding on them. And check your bearing real quick. Make sure it's nice and tight. No issues there. Feels pretty good. Now we got to just take these guys here out. Grab my 15 and go ahead and break these loose. Alright, we got these broke loose, and I will tell you, these rotors have been on this vehicle a very long time, because these bolts were very hard to break loose. So I know they've been on there for a while. One more to go. There she is. And now, take it off. There that is. And off comes our rotor. Oh, yeah, you can see it's, if you look closely, you can see places like right there, there's black lines. This is where the rotor's out of alignment. And when it spins, the brake catches it, and it has difficulty catching it in certain places. And that's what makes it pulsates when you hit your brakes when you're driving. So go grab the new one, stick it on. Alright, here comes our newborn. Stick it on there, like that. Looks pretty good. Looks nice. Nice and clean. And now we can go ahead and assemble our bracket and brakes. Now, on goes our bracket for our brakes and our our brake caliper. I got a master cylinder on mine because I had to replace 3 of them today on vehicles. The week of master cylinders. And this is on. Alright, I'll go ahead and torque those bolts down. And I'll torque these down to about 50 pounds. I don't have my torque wrench, but I have a real good feel when it comes to torquing bolts. Okay. And that is secure, and that's not going anywhere. And now we'll put our caliper on. Actually, I should say we'll put our brake pads on next. Set that in there, like so. Make sure your little springy things are straight up. And the back one. Grab our caliper. Push these guys here all the way in. Squeeze them all the way down so they don't get caught up on your caliper. And take your caliper and slide it on. And it may sometimes take a couple of tries to get your brakes actually started on there, but they will go. And check your springer, make sure it's straight. And looks like it's pretty good there. Now I can go ahead and put my bolts in on both sides. And comes our bottom bolt. Now on these little guides right here, if you look closely, you can see I can turn that. And they're angled like this, sort of like this. So make sure when you put them on, it's angled like this, not up and down like this, because it'll get caught on your caliper pad. And you'll have a little hard time getting started. And really all I gotta do is go ahead and tighten those up now. Alright, give it one last tug. Alright, it's tight. And now it's tight. And that is on. Looks really good. And make sure you can kind of turn your rotor a little bit so you know it's not locked up. It turns, and let's take one final look at it here from the side. And by the way, there is a nice look at it from the top. You can see how thick that rotor is. It's even got the cooling fins on the inside so the air can escape and help to cool that rotor down. When you're applying braking, especially in the city, going down big hills and so forth. So looks like it's just about done. Alright, there's a nice look at it from the side. So it's all done. All I have to do is put the wheel on it. I'm not going to bore you with that. And I guess this will be about the end of the video. So if you're going to do this, you are going to save yourself about $325 because I checked online and locally they want $325 just to do this job. And they will buy these rotors, but they're charging you $80 a piece from what I understand. I got both of mine for $40, so it's just a matter of what you can do. So that's it, guys. That's how you change your rotors on the front of your Tauruses. Have any questions? I'll try to answer them. Other than that, it's done. I'm happy. And I'm going to take a spin in it and check it out. It should be okay. And if you have any questions, like I said, I'll try to answer them. But thanks for watching, and good luck, guys, on your cars and your Tauruses.